Greetings everyone, it's Blue here with a gaming news update. Following on from the recent Nintendo Direct on the 12th of September 2025, I thought it would be cool to talk about some of my favourite announcements from the presentation in case you missed it. So let's take a look at some of the games coming to the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 in 2025 and 2026. I think before we get into this, it's worth remembering that next year is the 30th anniversary of the Pokemon franchise, so we're bound to hear more from them in the future, and this is just a taste of what's to come as we close out 2025 and look towards 2026. First up, we have Donkey Kong Bonanza, and it's receiving all new DLC in the form of DK Island and Emerald Rush. Here we get to join DK and Pauline as they explore Donkey Kong's island home. Emerald Rush adds more challenge to the game by including a brand new mode that sees DK rise through the ranks of the Void Company. Your mission is to collect as much green ore as possible within a certain time limit. Collecting fossils and Bonandian gems also allows you to level up skills and collect even more green ore. This new challenge mode pairs roguelite features with the game's smash and reshaping mechanics to bring exciting new gameplay across multiple levels. If you're interested in getting your monkey mitts on this one, it's available from the Nintendo eShop right now. Up next is a game that is out right now on the Nintendo eShop. While again, I wouldn't call this the coziest of games, it certainly looks like a lot of fun and definitely something I can see myself playing. I've seen this game described before as a rogue life sim combining action RPG elements with life sim progression and charm. This game sees you rebuild a world overrun by an evil robot force. You'll rescue charming robotic pals, bring them back to your village and help rebuild the world from the ground up together. Graphically, this looks equal parts vibrant, colourful, as well as intense. It certainly has a more fast-paced feel to it, but we've seen roguelites and dungeon crawlers created with a cozier audience in mind lately, and this just might be one to check out. Up next, Super Mario Galaxy 2 is finally coming to Nintendo Switch this year following the limited time release of Super Mario 3D All-Stars in 2020. Together bundled with the original Super Mario Galaxy or sold separately. These games boast some new content with new pages added to Rosalina's storybook across the two games. No news has been confirmed if a Switch 2 edition is also in the works. I think mouse controls would pair beautifully with this series, and I'm not sure whether any additional gameplay is included. However, I expect this to remain a pretty faithful port of the original game, upscaled for the Switch. Both games will be available on the 2nd of October 2025. A physical storybook featuring Rosalina's story has also been announced for release to celebrate 40 years of Super Mario. I cannot wait to get my hands on this, and I think I might actually need to start replaying the first one in preparation. As expected, we were treated to a trailer of Pokemon Legends Z to A, featuring recently announced Mega Evolutions, which I'm not sure how I feel about some of these. I am so ready to play this the moment that it releases on the 16th of October. We just need to wait a little bit longer. Another surprise was in store though, as a brand new DLC for the game was also announced called Mega Dimensions, which includes two brand new Mega Evolutions, Raichu X and Raichu Y, as well as additional story content for the game. Players who purchase this DLC, which is available for pre-order on the eShop right now, will receive brand new cosmetic items on October the 16th, 2025, but we don't yet have a release date for the accompanying story content. Dinkum! Often described as an Animal Crossing set in the Australian outback, but it's certainly not without its perils, officially settles onto Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 on the 6th of November 2025. I will concede this is a game I need to play a lot more of, as I first started playing in early access on PC. I have recently picked it up again and I'm having a lot of fun with it. Kirby Air Raiders looks set to be one of the biggest titles for Nintendo this year, developed by the team team behind the Super Smash Bros. Series. During the Nintendo Direct, 2 brand new amiibo featuring Kirby and Waddle Dee on 2 iconic riders were announced to coincide with the release of the game on the 20th of November 2025, with new amiibo to be announced. Another Kirby Air Raiders Direct is also coming soon, so if you're interested in this one, stay tuned for more information on what looks to be a genre-defining game. The newest title in the Mario Tennis series is set to release on the Switch 2 on the 12th of February 2026. Mario Tennis Fever includes familiar shots and all new defensive maneuvers. Every Mario sport game has to have its gimmick, of course, and this one introduces Fever rackets, which allow you to pull off powerful techniques called fever shots. Each racket features its own effects, and did I mention there are 30 of them? The game also boasts the biggest roster in Mario Tennis history, with 38 playable characters. There are also multiple game modes to choose from, including a solo player adventure mode, which looks absolutely amazing, complete with its own original story, a tournament mode, a trial towers mode in which players pull off various challenges in order to progress through each floor, a mix it up mode featuring courts with brand new rules, multiple online modes including a more casual online room with custom rules, and finally a swing mode with motion controls. Having played previous titles in this series, I certainly enjoyed them, and it's great to see a fully fledged adventure mode with a really unique story being featured in a sports game. Now, I've put this one in here more out of curiosity than anything else. So Nintendo is reviving its stereoscopic 3D 1995 console Virtual Boy for the Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. Yes, it will be compatible with both, including a lineup of games via the Nintendo Switch Online and Expansion Pass, as well as a brand new Virtual Boy accessory, which allows players to relive the original Virtual Boy experience. The accessory and an initial wave of games are due to launch on the 17th of February 2026, with a lineup of 14 games planned to be released over time, including Mario Tennis and Galactic Pinball. Next up, we have an enhanced version of Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which is coming to Switch 2 in spring 2026, with some brand new content and courses added to the game. The Direct was sparse on the details for this, but it looks like we can expect the return of the Koopalings, Bowser's children, and some added storyline that sees Mario and his friends collecting Bella Bell flowers. Nintendo did give us some more detail regarding a new DLC as well, called Meetup in Bella Bell Park, which looks to bring even more multiplayer chaos to the game and sees you teaming up with or competing against family and friends in some special play modes. Yoshi is back in another side-scrolling platform adventure on the Switch 2. This time, Yoshi and his friends meet a mysterious book, and it looks like Yoshi may be helping their newfound friend to complete the pages of this charming encyclopedia by jumping into its pages and discovering strange yet adorable new creatures. Some of these have really interesting new abilities. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book looks set to be a cozy platformer following in the adorably booted footsteps of the Yoshi universe, drawing particular inspiration from the popular Nintendo 64 title Yoshi's Story. I cannot wait to find out more when it releases in spring 2026. I have mixed feelings about this next game. I love the idea that we are being treated to multiple life sims from Nintendo next year. I also love the further inclusion of Mii's, like seriously? Could we please get a Nintendo Switch party game like Wii Party or Wii Party U so we can play board games with our Mii's? That was hilarious fun, and I still love those games to this day. I must admit, I'm not keen on the voice synthesis used in this series of game and how conservative the last game in this series felt. What I do love, however, is the sheer level of chaos and humour that was in this trailer. It looks incredibly unhinged. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream is a life sim set on an island. sounding familiar? In which your Miis allegedly live out their own carefree lives. Running away from an oversized bowling ball does not seem carefree to me. You can create a Mii based on almost anyone you like, with more possibilities than ever before. You can also choose their overall look, personality, and speech before setting them out into the world. It seems you can enhance their lives by helping them meet other Miis, feeding them, and even playing mini games with them. We don't have a ton of information outside of that, but I expect to see more world building mechanics here as well that truly allow us to shape our Mii's island home. We do have a release window of spring 2026 finally for this, and the Direct has promised more information to follow. Is this a game that you're looking forward to, or like me, are you tentatively waiting for more news to see how this one develops? Whilst not a classically cozy title, which I do veer towards, I personally believe that Fire Emblem games are among the world's most ambitious and story-rich strategy games, offering players a massive roster of unique characters to befriend, and in some cases even romance, as well as choices that really matter and can even affect the storyline. It's also become a lot more casual, cozy gamer friendly, with options that make gameplay that little bit easier or even prevent permadeath, which I certainly appreciate as someone who doesn't really enjoy combat heavy games but is a huge fan of turn-based RPGs. Fortune's Weave looks inspired by the Colosseum in Rome, the gladiators who made this their stage, where lives were lost, won, and sold by the powers who reigned and sold seats for entertainment. Graphically, this game looks gorgeous, with multiple characters competing to earn or save what they hold most dear. The storyline looks truly engaging, and I cannot wait to hear more about this one. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave launches at some point in 2026. Whilst our hopes of a brand new Animal Crossing title were once again dashed, we did get a look at a brand new life sim adventure, and this one features Pokemon. You play as Ditto, who sets out to reshape and rebuild the world around them as you craft, tend fields, and build homes for the Pokemon you meet along the way. This slower-paced, adorable life sim looks perfect for fans of Animal Crossing, Dragon Quest builders, and of course Pokemon players alike. I'm definitely looking forward to playing it when it releases in 2026. Dragon Quest presented two separate titles during this Direct. The first is the long-awaited HD 2D remaster of Dragon Quest 1 and 2, which adds enhanced visuals and voice acting to the first two games in the Dragon Quest series. This is due for release on the Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 on the 30th of October 2025. The second and perhaps more exciting game to me to feature in the Nintendo Direct was Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, which brings the original story to life, featuring a charming 3D diorama-esque world. You play as a bright-eyed young fisherman's son who has lived his entire life on the peaceful island of Estard. Your quest truly begins as you find yourself asking the question, is there more to the world than this small island kingdom? You and your childhood friends will uncover mysteries and even be swept back in time. I cannot wait to start my own quest and find out the secrets of this world when Dragon Quest VII Reimagined comes to Switch and Switch 2 on the 5th of February 2026. And lastly, to round up my highlights, we have Persona 3 Reloaded. Persona is certainly one of those gaming series that is not in the least bit cozy. However, I am including it here because I entered into the Persona 5 world unwittingly knowing nothing about just how dark the subject matter would turn out to be. I will say sometimes you need a game to challenge your expectations. This gaming series generally deals with uncomfortable topics that may be triggering for some, so it's definitely one to check out if and when you have the emotional energy for such a game. but honestly, I think it's really worth it if you're into more story-driven, heavier RPGs. Some of the cutscenes and character arcs in Persona 5 were really profound and moving for me personally. It's nice to see that the Persona games are continuing to find their way onto the Switch. Persona 3 Reloaded comes to the platform on the 23rd of October 2025. And if you're not quite ready to commit, but do find yourself intrigued, a demo is available right now on the Nintendo eShop. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Please let me know if you're excited about any of these titles in the comments below, and let me know what I should cover next. I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone!